Now we're going to cover the head-to-toe exam, which is virtually the secondary survey. We do this when we have an awake and responsive patient. So we know the scenario when we came in and asked what happened, that this individual was crushed between a hard surface and a heavy piece of equipment. So the injuries could be very, very bad. But we're going to not get focused so much on one given symptom. We want to make sure we're covering all the others. At any point in time, we discover a potentially life-threatening condition. That's when we activate EMS or send somebody to go call 911 and bring an AED back. Because if the progression of that life-threatening condition gets worse, we need to be ready to be able to treat it. But a quick head-to-toe is going to look something like this. Hi, my name's Roy. I'm a paramedic. Do you know what happened today? They don't really understand what's happening, so they may have a decreased level of consciousness. Are you in a lot of pain? They're in a lot of pain. She's nodding, so I know that her neck is probably still intact. Can you move your fingers for me? I'm looking at her face. She looked at me, but she kind of looked through me. She's also looking like she's got bluish nail beds as well as blue around the lips. I pinched the nail bed, and it takes longer than 3 to 4 seconds, or the time it takes to say capillary refill. These are the first signs and symptoms of shock, and we need to key into that to know that that could be a life-threatening emergency. I'm going to send somebody now to go call 911 and come back and bring an AED if they have one available so that we're ready in case this person goes unresponsive. Now I'm going to ask them if they can move their toes. Can you move your toes? She appears that she can, but she's in a great deal of pain. If this is the position of comfort, then she can stay in this position of comfort. If they're starting to stretch their legs out and you can see that there's no deformity, we can begin to take that mental checklist and say, you know, look, from head to toe, her pupils were equal. There doesn't seem to be any kind of deformity of the face. She seems to be breathing normally, though she's blue around the lips. She's got slow capillary refill, so she may be going into shock. It's hard to tell if her chest wall has been damaged. She's already guarding her hips. I ask her if she's in pain, and she says a large amount, abdominal, pelvis. This is a crushing injury. But it's this head-to-toe exam that helps us uncover in the awake patient what might not be obvious to someone who walks up and there's a huge arterial bleed. So again, this is reserved for people that are awake, responsive, and breathing, not for those who are unresponsive and not breathing. But as soon as we find something that could be potentially life-threatening, we're going to activate EMS and get help on the way.